Charlie was going through a spiritual transformation. I don't think it, I know it. Was definitely on the brink of changing some of his perspectives. And I can tell you factually, Charlie was praying the rosary. Charlie was going to mass. One of my last conversations with Charlie was me joking with him saying, just make the last step, okay? You are, I said specifically, you're too smart to be a Protestant. Just take the last step, Charlie. He says, ha ha. He was speaking about Mary. And typically when those steps start taking place, you stop referring to yourself, as I did, as a Judeo-Christian.
A few moments later.
So she will respond to that. I said that Catholics were excited, hopeful about Charlie. I don't know why that caused so much people to be upset. Like, what is wrong? Like, we are Christians. We should be, no matter what, defending one another. Just make the last step, okay? You are, I said specifically, you're too smart to be a Protestant. He obviously didn't convert, but also the nastiness towards Catholics just needs to stop. On the other side of this thing, that the more that you study history, you move very quickly away from Protestantism because you start to notice that it has always been hijacked as a political movement. And then there's like some common sense questions that I think like came online for me where I was just like, okay, there's so many different Protestant divisions. Clearly they can't all be correct, right? They can't all be correct. And it just seems to be splitting further and further and further. And the more something becomes divided, I would say the more evil it becomes, right? We should be aspiring to holiness, holy, things that are whole.
At this point, I think that probably, maybe, Candace Owens is running an experiment on her audience to see how far she can say things without consequences, to see how far she can twist things, say one thing, do another, and see if she gets pushback or any kind of consequence out of that. Because the things that she does and says sometimes, I don't know if she hears herself or not. She sat on her podcast after her friend just passed away and she boldly said it. She said specifically to her friend, you are too smart to be Protestant, which means what? If you're a Protestant, you're dumb. Or any other opposite word you would like to pick. And that's not the only instance where she has made it clear that she's not very comfortable with those who are Protestants from the way she sounds. Because she will say something like, I was a Protestant 5 minutes ago, but when you look into the history, you see that it is a little demonic, it is this, that. You know what? Let me let her use her own words.
With E. Michael Jones, he said Protestantism comes from Satanism. I attend a Protestant church. I don't fully align with either side. What's your view on gospel-believing Protestants? So obviously, you guys know I can't judge because I was a Protestant not too long ago. And what I would say is I very much accept now, on the other side of this thing, that the more that you study history, you move very quickly away from Protestantism because you start to notice that it has always been hijacked as a political movement. And I hope that in watching this podcast series, as we cover a lot of these topics, that you'll start to realize how exactly Protestantism was hijacked for political sake. Certainly while we are covering the topic of Israel and we are seeing all of these churches and these ministers get on stage and don't listen to Tucker Candace and Tucker and Candace Owens, whatever I'm being called out there, you go, okay, what is that? That obviously what has gone on here. And then there's like some common sense questions that I think like came online for me where I was just like, okay, there's so many different Protestant divisions. Clearly they can't all be correct, right? They can't all be correct. And it just seems to be splitting further and further and further. And the more something becomes divided, I would say the more evil it becomes, right? We should be aspiring to holiness, holy, things that are whole.
Okay, you heard her yourself. She said the Protestants, as they are dividing more and more, there's something evil, demonic about it. She said it. She did not tell this person, hey, I was Protestant, I'm Catholic because of this now or that, but I know that God exists there or here. And she said, the more she studies, she believes that people should be walking away from Protestantism. This is my thing, Candace. You act as if the Catholic Church is without any stand or any kind of problem. If we were to dig deep into the Catholic Church and take everyone who practices Catholicism and bunch them in a hole, we will be calling them people who do things to little boys. You know that, right? But we don't do that because not everyone practicing Catholicism does that. That is a selected few priests or a selected few people. And Catholicism has a lot of things also in its background when it comes to politics, when it comes to the Vatican, when it comes to all the political and financial affiliations the Vatican holds, the Catholic Church holds on world countries, in so many countries in the world. We could go deep into that, Candace, but we let you worship your God quietly. We let you be your Catholic quietly. But then when you come and you start pinching and saying that, oh, Catholics are Presbyterians, because they are so divided, they are not whole, they are unholy. So what she's essentially saying is that Protestantism is not holy. Because it's not whole. I don't know how that came to be a correlation, but Candace makes it work. Okay? And once you hold her on this, listen to what she had to say now. After she was held on this, on the aspect of it, the backfire came to her front porch. She now has something
Catholics
else.
were excited, and they were tweeting it at me. I think it was Laura Loomer. She's totally wacky. So, you'll see what? I don't lie for this reason. Okay? I don't lie about anything. So I said that Catholics were excited, hopeful about Charlie. I don't know why that caused so much people to be upset. Like, what is wrong? Like, we are Christians. We should be, no matter what, defending one another.
Candace, did you remember that we are all Christians when you were saying that someone was too smart to be Protestant? Did you remember when you said Protestantism is too divided, so it's unholy? And the more you look into it, it is too political? Have you checked the political affiliations of the Catholic Church, ma'am? You see these 6-part documentaries you're doing on everything. You should do one on the Catholic Church. Then you come and we have a discussion. Until then, please. Candace, I need you to remember that when you are setting up the wars between faiths that you do, because that is exactly what you do on your podcast. And I'm sure most of your fans will be under here. She did nothing. Listen, I am not saying that Candace is all wrong on everything, but what she does wrong, we have to call her out on it. Same like me. If I do something wrong, of course, call me out on it. If you think I'm wrong about my assessment, tell me about it. But please, let's be respectful to each other.
He obviously didn't convert. He didn't convert. He obviously didn't convert, but also the nastiness towards Catholics just needs to stop.
Ma'am, you're the one who started nastiness towards people. Nobody has been nasty towards Catholics. I've not seen anybody being nasty to Catholics. People have just been asking questions about, why are you demonizing being Protestant? Why are you saying it's not smart to be Protestant? You claim it was just a joke, but this is the truth, Candace. If someone made a joke about your religion, you will not find it pleasant as well. So why is it just you who can make jokes about others' religions? Why is it just you who feel that you can throw jabs at people? And when it comes back to bite you in the ass, remember in my last video I said it. She keeps saying things, and when they come to bite her in the ass, she starts shaking and twisting things, going left and right. Candace, you said it. The least you could have done is come and say, I'm sorry. I apologize. I didn't mean it that way. I was grieving and something came out wrong. Not coming to gaslight us to tell us about the nastiness of... God damn it.
Point blank. I mean, Eric Perk was raised in a Catholic family. So that was a strange thing to have people react so crazy. I don't lie, because I always know.
Candace, you lie. We have so many things that you've lied about. You lied that the Macrons are not suing you because of that their claim is not that you called Brigitte a man. One of their claims is that you called Brigitte a man. You lied that you will not dismiss the lawsuit. You have dismissed it. And so many other lies we've caught you in. Yes. And that is why this investigation you have on Charlie Kirk, you are not bringing out the proof you claimed you had at the beginning. You claimed you had proof things that happened in the Hamptons. Where is it, Candace? Can we find it? Can we see it? Proof is nowhere in the room, only lies.
That eventually daylight comes in and things get exposed. And so I'm excited to hear her speak about the pressure that he was under, as was alluded to by Alex Clark, to speak about whether or not he was offered more money, whether he lost money, which he did.
Now, this was when they were alluding somewhere that Erica Kirk was to have a conversation with somebody to discuss the things, especially the things Candace has been claiming, like he was converting to Catholicism. She said it. She would pretend now to hell and back, but she said it. If she can watch her own words back, she will see that she implied it very heavily. But she now is pretending as if she doesn't know where it came from. She said it. She implied it very heavily. She also implied that money was given to Charlie Kirk. Yes, she did not mention exactly how much, but she implied lots of money. And now when she heard that Erica is coming there to say something, she started panicking. And that's why she was doing she started taking back her words before the interview. She was taking back the words that he was not converting to Catholicism, and she did not push him to take the life. She was just excited. Ma'am, seriously, are you running an experiment on people, or is there something else we need to pay attention to here? It feels like she's running an experiment, a mass experiment. So when the actual interview happened, the interview was not done with Erica Kirk. It was done rather with the PR of Turning Point USA. And the person who did the interview said it clear and clean. No, Charlie was not converting to Catholicism, despite what Candace said. And then Candace started retracting and acting as if she never said that. God, I swear this woman is crazy. She's something else.
She teased that, that you were going to get unfiltered answers to burning questions like, quote, was Charlie converting to Catholicism? Again, I have no idea who said he was converting to Catholicism. I feel like it's like intentionally misrepresenting what was said. Was definitely on the brink of changing some of his perspectives. And I can tell you factually, Charlie was praying the rosary. Charlie was going to mass. One of my last conversations with Charlie was me joking with him saying, just make the last step, okay? You are, I said specifically, you're too smart to be a Protestant. Just take the last step, Charlie.
Well, let's hear Candace in her own words. I would not like to put any words into Candace's mouth.
In the end, Charlie was going through a spiritual transformation. I don't think it, I know it. He was going through a lot. And
so if you believe Charlie was already a Christian, like you said, he was a Christian, what spiritual transformation was he going through again, Candace, before his death? What spiritual transformation? Because you alluded to that in your first video. The next one, you took it up a notch by saying that he was going to mass, he was praying the rosary, you encouraged him to take the next step. So what is the transformation you were alluding to?
Feels really fake to me. Was definitely on the brink of changing some of his perspectives. And I can tell you factually, Charlie was praying the rosary.
So he was on the brink of changing some of his perspectives. You are just from saying before that he was on a spiritual journey. He was changing some of his perspective, and you can say for a fact he was praying the rosary, he was going to mass. What are you alluding to, Candace?
Charlie was going to mass. One of my last conversations with Charlie was me joking with him saying, just make the last step, okay? You are, I said specifically, you're too smart to be a Protestant. Just take the last.
She used her own words. She was telling him, just take the last step. You're too smart to be Protestant.
Speaking about Mary. And typically when those steps start taking place.
You heard what he said. Speaking about Mary. Mary is about Catholicism, right? And typically when those steps start taking place, listen to her.
You stop referring to yourself, as I did, as a Judeo-Christian.
Candace wants us to now have amnesia. She wants us to suddenly have amnesia to the things she said.